I'm good on that. Going. All right. Thank you, sir.
8 o'clock, we'll call the transit meeting in order. Wednesday, October 12th. Everyone's present except for Gary and approval minutes for the September 14th meeting.
I'll make that motion to approve them.
Second. Motion been made second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Any public comment? That's for highway, right?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Yep, no problem.
No, go ahead.
I'm thinking it's the highway.
Sorry.
I guess I'm the.
All right, Transit Commission meeting.
Yeah.
10/12/2022. Today, this will be a little bit quicker today. Ridership, financial, grants, electric bus update, staffing, around the shop, on the route, and any questions. Ridership, this is good to see. Doorstop and Red Cedar ridership increase from 456 in August to 535 in September, up 17%. We have more of a full, going back to full staff, getting all the cylinders firing. We can see what that's doing, almost 20% increase. Having that Red Cedar driver come in at 8:45 rather than myself or John just covering breaks and finishing the afternoon. So that's great to see, because that's our revenue. The revenue for transit is the Doorstop and Red Cedar route. So, and if you look back to July to August, it was down by 1 ride. So, community route ridership obviously increased from 501 in August to almost 800 in September. Well, students are back in September, and as we know, the last 3 stops of the loop every hour is a supplemental belt route. Red Cedar Hall to Clock Tower to Library. And then if we look back from July to August, it was up 17%. Good to see. Gary. And then the Stout route ridership was 12,008. I don't know if a lot of people appreciate how much business Stout brings, not just here, but the whole community.
Right.
You know, absolutely. And our ridership and how we get scored on the state compared to other agencies is based on ridership, mile ridership, per man hour, all that. So we're in the top tier, and very largely to do with the heavy volume of ridership. So,
Well, they add almost not double, but half of double to the population. Sure. I mean,
looking at the ridership, September, we did not get a gold star like July and August, but for community route being at 795. If you look back to the early years of tracking that, but there's a reason for that. Pre-COVID numbers were at 1,400, 1,300. The next slide, we'll look at the cell route and where we're sitting now. And we'll start open record. Yep, coming. So doorstop in September, looking back to the previous years, taking that hour, putting that lunch hour on the Red Cedar ridership. You put those together, we're sitting at pre-COVID ridership in September. So that's great to see. Okay, we get a bronze star up top for the Stout September. That's the 3rd best ever for the daytime ridership. And then the Stout PM in September is the best ever. 2 years ago, we ran the Stout AM route for 507. Last year, we ran the Stout AM route to 435. And this year, we ran the Stout AM route until 442. So not a huge difference, but you can see a little bit of jockeying between the two. You put those together, it's still extremely good numbers this year for the first month back. And it's been pretty warm. You can't say, hey, we've got high ridership because it's been cold out. It was 80 degrees yesterday. Yeah, I didn't make it either. So that's great seeing kids are riding the bus late at night. You know, we had 20 people get on the bus at 7:30 p.m. a couple Wednesdays. So that's good to see. Expenses through 9/30. The only one highlighted again here is repair and maintain vehicles. September, I purchased 6 front tires, 3 rims, and we're good for the year. We're good with the year for that. The only other bill that's hitting that is September staffing, which we're on 25,000 or so. And factoring all that in, 13% is good. If you factor that over a year period, though, it gets closer to perfect when you're factoring it out over the 12 months plus the 4 extra months to get stuff for them. So,
So if you make money, does that go into your fund balance or does that go into the general fund?
Except for the county manager.
That's a good answer.
Slush fund, right?
We dealt with this in 2021, where through the CARES funding, we were reimbursed 100%, and then that 85/21 match that comes from human services through our doorstop route. We had extra money. Normally, that half the year goes contra expense, or take it off if you don't have it on the game, but we were able to keep that in our fund balance as operating costs of how we see it. If it's too much, it goes back. There's a good line. On the side, 2000 and September AR bills just mailed out last week. We were paid for one of the bills out of the 2 big ones for August. The other one I assume is mail coming in any day, and that puts us at down about 18%. But as we saw, September ridership going up considerably for the $3 rides, $5, $10, $15 rides, and we still have a couple of cash deposits to make it this week. Normally every other week. Grant timeline. Nothing has changed in here other than what I highlighted in purple. The State 5311, that's our main grant that covers around 400,000 of our operating, and that opened on 10/8, and the deadline is 12/9 on that. So we're starting to work on that. Electric bus update. So the third bullet point there is the only thing that has been updated, which is good. We just got an email yesterday about this, so perfect timing for that. The 30 kilowatt charger cleared custom and arrived at the vendor's facility on 10/6, California, and they're into the pre-shipment final testing process, and they're saying it should be shipped out today. So Excel Energy and us will coordinate on getting it a timeline for installation on that. Staffing. So nothing's changed up top with our group. And then second bullet point, Rachel from Human Resources is here today. Any other questions on the transit employee transition? And that will be one of our action items today to bring to executive. Does anybody have any other questions on the transit employee transition at the end of the year? On the shop, met with County Manager Chris at the transit facility for a tour of it. And every time she's seen it inside of it, and kind of what a day is of what we do there. So we also went through all the commute to careers documentation. And would you like to touch on what we?
Sure. So, Chair McCall asked about whatever happened to the $250,000 commute to careers grant that was granted, I believe, in 2018-ish. And so Austin and I look forward to but between the two of us looping backwards, we're not 100% sure. How's that for a good answer? But the grant went to the Dunn County Economic Development. And my assumption is most of it probably didn't get spent and just revert back to the state. It was on a claim basis. So it wasn't like they gave us $250,000 and it just aired. It was more that there was $250,000 available. That's not working for the money and we weren't reporting entity, but I don't believe that the county has a liability in that matter, nor do I think that there were things that were legitimate to that time. So, and it expired at the end of 2021. There was one extension, year extension at the end of 20 through 2021, but it especially died on the line.
And with what our community route was then to what it is now, it goes to 90% of what that route was. And it took two separate buses, separate from the community route, to fulfill that grant of what they were proposing. So this one bus is taking care of 90% of that for free with the route that we have. So with what we looked at, if we wanted to add an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, to get some of maybe those 6 a.m. shifters or 7 a.m. shifters or ones that are ending at 5, is a lot easier to add on than putting 2 other buses on the road. So when this grant was put together, that new route didn't exist. So I think this would be an easy transition if we wanted to do something. Other than that, we went through strengths, and I just said, hey, this is what I'm struggling with in points of improvement. And met with Olson Solar Energy as well last week, the solar grant, to get the ball more rolling on that. I will reach out to 2 other companies. Olson Solar Energy is the company that actually put the middle school solar project up. If you want to drive past it, it looks pretty nice. And it seems relatively close to the size that we would be. I'm definitely not a solar expert, but that looks pretty close to what we're looking to do. They toured the facility and then just asked for the last 2 years of Excel bills to process what is needed. There's 2 meters at our property, but it should go on an account. 1 meter for the electric buses, which we obviously have no data on what they take to charge, but the facility as well, and the electricity it takes to there. Most of it is natural gas at our facility, but we do have an electric bill, obviously, as well. What I did.
We also talked about it, talking a little bit about, did it make sense to try to figure out if it's a driveway as well in this. We're not solar fields to the south and to the west. It puts it kind of on the building.
What the representative says from Olson Solar is, it's very easy to add on once you get kind of the building blocks in place of the system, and adding more panels or sets of panels. He said the biggest cost, a lot of times that would eat up a lot of your grant, is running conduit to the far power box of the building, if it had to be for that one. The fact that we have that one on the corner, or if it was even across the road, that's not very far to run. So that was good to hear. And we went through this field and we posted both. The question that both of us were wondering is, CBTC farms this, but is it county's land that they just lease to them, or how does that work?
The county's land.
Okay.
I don't know about this chunk out across the road, neighbors.
Okay. And maybe we would have less issues if we were on the south side of this driveway compared to the north side, because it's that much further away from there. So maybe it's a win-win when it comes to that.
I don't like putting that. Yeah, I don't.
True.
I didn't care to see it by the school either. I drove by there yesterday. But
Those big pines might cause an issue.
I can say, put it on the roof.
Yeah, we can't on our building. I was told I can. Yeah, and it's I don't think it's structurally set up for that, but Dustin's got plenty of space over here on this route. Okay, route. So a little different route. We helped out Highway Department, and we did a tour of everything in Pink Air. Went up to the St. Creek area, overtime by Connersville, and new roads, old roads, and everything between. And now coming over, actually across 72 and back up Downsville, back day, and back to Pink Air Highway. So
Good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was very beneficial. I thought it was a great tour. I'd like to thank Austin for helping out with that. Gave a wide variety of what our current road condition is in Dunn County. I tried to present an overall scene for those that could attend that day. Worked really well.
We had 19 people. One for every 18, somewhere around there. Good tour. Foggy morning, and it's very open.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
The bus you purchased from Kentucky, is that fully in service?
Yep. We normally have on the Tropium route Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, based on ridership. Heavier days, Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays, Thursdays, mostly Tuesdays and Thursdays, heavy ridership on the PM. Again, so we don't have to do that any or any riders. And then the town community are all whenever not to go drivers. People with 1 to 2 shifts a week, and maybe this week.
Any other questions?
What kind of money was available for the social? Half or less than half? Or-
It's just a straight cost. It's around 160,000. And there's not much documentation on it, other than, I found the specs that the originally cost estimated out. And we awarded it 4 years ago.
So if that's pretty kind of charging off the source, like, in operation. And nice, I don't think you got any.
And so, with, again, what I asked those questions, would be a battery, would it, so battery, honest energy, it was just to do what facility needs. Any extra stuff back, it also was on an annual basis. So whatever the place produces, obviously more summer, and it's all based on, it's reconciled in the so, I think it would be a wash. It's only slightly solar wholesale, which is like 3 or 5 cents per 12. So there's not much money selling it, but you can net wash situation.
Which is because transition to electric over time.
Yeah, and that one, depending on how many miles I can run per day, I might charge me at 1 hour. So, yeah. So being on an annual basis, being able to, save up, that's Excel kind of being on a battery pack is saving the energy on a daily basis, using it, anything more.
Any differentiation on DC, so solar or DC. Question possible. I got AC converters.
I think that's over my DC.
What do you want consideration directions?
You read it over. Pursuant to the Dunn County Personnel Ordinance, the Transit Committee is requested to review and make recommendation regarding the proposed classification listed above. The committee may recommend approval changes or denial of request. The committee administration will supply the action of the Transit Committee as part of deliberation on request for amendment to the inventory of ground class. The recommendation of the committee on administration on the classification will then be forwarded for action. And in the letter may charge the boss, these are CDL driver, Title 19 inspection officer. More here, just what we voted on last week or last month. Goes to executive officer. This is just saying in regards to the classification that the outside agency is matching it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Your motion will be second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, we'll end it there. Make consideration something, the next meeting will be November 9th. Any other questions? I'll be there.
Each one minute.